All right, worksheet number 5 for mass, weight, and density. Right, so if you were to take a look at this worksheet, right, I have typed out all of the workings for you. So hopefully that will be very clear for you guys. Because of the number of workings, at any point in time, if you need more time to copy down, just pause the video. All right, so over here, same thing, the same formula that we've been using over and over. So we have density is equal to mass divided by volume. All right, so you can see over here, they ask you to find the density, so you just take mass divided by volume. All right, and you are able to arrive at the answer fairly easily. For question 2, it's the same thing except that now they ask you to manipulate the equation and they want you to find mass instead. So if you want to find mass, you will have to bring this over to the other side. So you should get mass is equal to density multiplied by volume. All right, as you can see over here in my working. So then you do the appropriate calculations and you'll get the answer again. Right. So moving on, and the last one is, of course, the last manipulation. You want to get volume. All right. So density is equal to mass over volume. And if I want to make volume this object, I will bring this up first. So I'll bring this up. So I will get density times volume is equal to the mass, right? And then after that, now I want this to be on the other side. So I'll get volume is equal to mass divided by density. And that's the working that you see, the formula that you see that I'm using over here. So notice that it starts with the same formula every single time. So I only need to remember one formula. All right, moving on. Okay, this one over here. So there's 3 unknown liquids and we know the values of this liquid. All right. Now, however, we do not know the density of this liquid. So let me just do a quick calculation over here. All right, I'm sorry, I missed out the calculation previously. So I'm taking mass divided by volume. And for the first one, my density is 1.03 grams per cm cube. For the second one, my density is 0.79 grams per cm cube. And for the last one, my density is 0.9 grams per cm cube. All right, and as we know, all right, sorry, let me just erase and rewrite this in different colors. So 0.79, I'll write it in blue. So this will be 0.79 grams per cm cube. And lastly, the 0.9, let me write it in red. So this is 0.9 grams per cm cube. And of course, as we know, the densest will actually sink. The least dense will actually be right at the top. So the bottom is the most dense, which is the green color one. So this is 1.03, followed by the red color liquid because it's the second densest. And lastly, the least dense is the blue color one. So you'll be floating all the way at the top. Yep, so this is your answers. Right? Yeah, I hope that that actually makes sense to you. So this will be fluid A, this will be fluid C, and this will be fluid B. All right. So just to draw the connections, this is A, this is B, and this is C. Right. All right, moving on. So anyway, to solve this next question, question 5, same thing, just use the same formula, density squared mass over volume. All right. And like, for example, for part A, when I do the calculation, I get an answer of 8.92. So then what I did was I look at the list of elements provided and I notice as copper is 8.92. So I know that these things made of copper. Now, although this question is very simple, it actually highlights something very important that you actually learned about in your textbook, which is that as long as the material is the same, the element is the same, all right, the density remains the same. So for example, a piece of a wooden table, if I were to cut the table into half, it is still made of the same wood. The density will still be the same value. All right, so that's the important concept over here. So anyway, moving on with the questions, the answers are there. You can double check your workings. All right, and then for C and D, the answers are also there as well. Right. So moving on to question number 6. It's fairly straightforward. The only things that they try to modify around was to see whether you know how to find volume of a cylinder. All right, and we know that volume of a cylinder is base area times height. Let me just jot that down for those of you who are not too sure about that. Again, the volume of a cylinder is going to be base area or cross-sectional area multiplied by the height. All right. Now, moving on. So then, like what they said, the cylinder is sliced into three unequal pieces. And they ask you for the relationship between the density of the three of them. Like what I said just now, wooden table, you cut it into half, it's still the same wood, it's still the same density. So same thing over here, the density of the three pieces are the same. Why? It's because they are made from the same material, so they will have the same density. All right. So I hope that this was helpful for all of us. All right. And I will see you guys for the next worksheet. Thanks, guys. Bye.